This is a video that I wasn't sure that I was going to make, but it's been on my mind for a very long time, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to approach it, but I figure that just being as candid as I can be, as straightforward as I can be, that's probably the best way to go about doing it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do it in the first place, but I figured that I'd probably regret not doing it, and it's definitely not like the content that I usually make. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that, but it's still something that's important to me, and at the end of the day, this YouTube channel is me, so I figure that it's best that I talk about it. So here goes. A year ago from today, on August 31st, I was sitting in my technical writing class. I got a text on my phone from a teacher that I'd had in high school, a theater teacher. I had done theater all 4 years in high school, so he and I were very close. He texted me, letting me know that he was in town and that he wanted to meet up, so I thought, okay, sure, why not? So after class, I met up with him, and we went down to a park by the shore of Lake Champlain. And we chatted for about half an hour, and at one point we got to a bench by the water. And it was private, there weren't a lot of people around. It was a pretty windy day, but it was clear. It was a clear day. And he sat me down, and he told me that just days before, the best friend that I had had in high school for 4 years, I considered him to be something of a brother. We were inseparable. We lived together for the last year of high school. He informed me that he had taken his own life just days before, and I was shell-shocked. I didn't really know how to take it. I wasn't really sure what to do. I didn't cry, I didn't yell, I didn't scream. I was just overwhelmed with shock and anxiety. I didn't know what to do, save for tell the other friends in our friend group from high school. I told one girl, she was the first person I told, and then another girl from our friend group actually went to college with me, still goes to college with me, and I had to tell her in person, and that was easily, by far, the most difficult thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. For a very long time, ever since the funeral, I've felt a compulsion to relay this story, to relay the impact, the feelings, the experience, but I never really knew how. I'm a writer at heart, so I figured I would write an article about it or something, but the words never came to me. And in an experience like this, the words never really do come to you. A couple of my friends have written poems about the subject, and others have written songs, whatever mode of expression best befits them to express their grief. But I think in the end, an experience like this really goes without words. It is beyond language. It is beyond expression. And we can only really do our very best to try to describe the feeling and the sensation of it, of losing a friend to themselves. It's an impossible thing to do. But as a writer, I figured I would write an article, but the words never came to me. I never really knew what I should say. I never really knew what to say or how to say it. So I kind of just put it away. I figured I'd come up with something eventually. And then I got the idea to start this YouTube channel around January. And once I really committed to this whole thing, I began to realize that the anniversary of this event would be coming up. And I debated if I should make a video on the subject, what I should even make the video on, how to do it. But in the end, I figured if I was going to do it, it would be as straightforward as possible, no editing, just sit down in front of a camera and talk. No script, nothing, just talk. For however long. But I just wasn't sure if I should do it. It's definitely it's definitely not in the theme of the rest of my videos. It's definitely one hell of a departure. It's, I guess, definitely one hell of a face reveal. I guess, yeah, this is what this is. But again, this is my channel, and I have an audience now. It's a tiny audience, but it's an audience nonetheless. And I figured that with that audience, with that power, what little power I have from an audience of 75 subscribers, something like that, it's still something. And so with this story, I felt that I needed to at least relay that if you are feeling at all depressed or at risk of self-harm, if you feel confused or just lost in life, I'm not sure. But if you're feeling any compulsion to hurt yourself or harm yourself in any manner, I cannot stress enough the importance of going out and getting help and talking to someone, whether it be your friend, your teacher, your academic advisor, your family, your parents, a therapist, a psychologist, a religious authority figure that you trust, just anyone. If you can talk to anyone about these feelings, then you absolutely should. I wish, for the last 365 days, I have wished that my friend did not suffer in silence. I wish that he had said something to me, that he would have made it known that he was hurting that bad, or that he had those sorts of thoughts. He had plans to do those sorts of things, but he didn't. I don't blame him in the least. I hold no grudge against him. I bear no ill will. But I wish he would have said something. And there have been moments in my life where I have felt myself going down that path. And those moments where I reached out to someone were by far the most difficult. And it is difficult. But they were also by far the most helpful. And that's partially another reason that I really wasn't sure if I was going to do this video. I don't want to do it to invite pity. I cannot stand being pitied. I cannot stand the feeling. It's a form of attention that makes me feel very awkward. But I still feel an urge to reach out and let people know of this tale, of this experience, at least for the sake of getting others to help themselves and doing something about their depression or their feelings. So, yeah. If you feel like harming yourself, or if you feel bad about yourself or bad about life, get help. Talk to someone. It's absolutely important that you do. It's so important. And you're completely valid for feeling the way that you do. Depression, anxiety, mental illness, it's beyond our will. It really is. We cannot will ourselves out of a depression or out of a fit of absolute fear or anxiety. It's a biological disease that grips us, and there's nothing we can do in terms of just ignoring the pain. But there is something we can do about getting treatment. Absolutely. That's absolutely in all of our power. And so I cannot recommend it enough. Talk to someone and recognize that whatever you're feeling is absolutely valid and it doesn't make you wrong in any way. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And that as a person, you matter a great deal. You really do. No matter what your brain may tell you, you do. I know that my friend, I'm sure, now in hindsight, that he must have felt like he was nothing. That he didn't matter to the people around him, and that it was best for him to just slip away from life. But the aftermath of that choice, that decision, goes to show how wrong those voices and those feelings and those delusions are, that you as a person don't matter. I'm sure my friend felt the same thing. But if that were true, I wouldn't be here making a video. I wouldn't have spent an entire year mourning his loss, nor would his family, his friends, everyone around him. We wouldn't have been mourning his loss if those delusions were true, if there was any semblance of reality to them. So if you feel the same way about yourself, those feelings, those delusions, they're wrong. No matter what they're trying to convince you, you matter a great deal, and you deserve help. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to get help. But at the end of the day, the only person who can really make that initiative towards getting help, towards reaching out, towards talking to someone, is you. And that's a leap of faith that you have to make. But it's a leap of faith that is absolutely for the better. I'm not really sure how to end this video, but I guess the best thing I can do is reiterate my point of, if you're feeling depressed or anxious, bad about yourself, any compulsion to harm yourself, seek help. Talk to someone. And recognize that those feelings aren't something to be ashamed of, and that people care about you, no matter how isolated you may be feeling. People care a great deal, but it's imperative that you reach out. I wish my friend did, but he didn't. But at the very least, it gives me an opportunity to reach out and relay this experience to you guys, and to let you know, again, if you're feeling this way, do something. Reach out, talk to someone, anyone close to you. It's absolutely important. I'm going to leave numbers for the suicide hotline in the description and other resources that you can use to get help if you need it. If you watched all 14 and a half minutes of this, probably going to be 15 minutes. If I can wrap up in the next half a minute. If you watched all 15 minutes of this video, I thank you so much. I'm not really going to publicize this video. I'm really not sure how I'm going to treat this video. It's complicated. It's really complicated. But yeah, if you're watching this video and you feel like you need help, please get it. You're worth it. Suicide is a terrible epidemic. And if this is an outlet that I can take advantage of to try to combat that epidemic, then I will. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I'm glad I was able to make it through it. I'm glad I did it, now that I'm at the end of it. I'm really glad I did it. And yeah, have a great day, have a great week, a great weekend, and please take care of yourself. You are something beautiful, you are something precious, and you matter a great deal. And if you're watching this video, hell, you matter a great deal to me. You matter a great deal to me. And I don't want to see any of my viewers hurt or depressed. I don't want to know that any of them are feeling that way. But I know that it's a fact of life that this is a thing. And so if I can help in any capacity, in any shape, then I want to. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and please take care of yourself.